What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Post Credit Chat Movies. I'm Sam, and this is Mark, and today we'll be talking about the first 5 minutes of Stranger Things Season 5, the Marvel and Disney Plus news, and a whole lot more. You can find us on our socials at Post Credit Chat on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, X, and YouTube. Before we get into everything, I want to talk about some stuff with Stranger Things, specifically characters that we think are going to die this season.
Ooh. I'm looking forward to this conversation. I think this is something that's way long overdue.
I 100% agree. I got a list of, I think, the 10 biggest characters in the show. So we're not going to go down to characters we don't know. And we'll rate them as a percent, how likely we think they are to die this season. Actually, I'll do it even better. We'll just go for volume 1. How likely, scratch that, cut that. A whole season. Who's going to die this season?
Yeah, I think who's dying in season 5?
Who's dying in season 5? First person we're going to talk about is Joyce. Is she dying this season? And I'll write them down as we go.
I'm trying to pull up on my phone. I took some notes on some things for this the other day, coincidentally. So for Joyce, I think she's going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Percentage?
You don't have to be too precise. Just kind of like a rough.
Yeah, I'm going to say 75.
75?
I'm going to feel like I'm being a wimp with that number, but 75%.
Listen,
what do you think?
We've talked about this. I'll say it here too. I think she's dead by the end of volume 1. Like, I want to say a 99% chance. And
wait a minute. Can we make this a little game?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Like, we should come back to this as it's releasing and just see.
That's why I'm writing them down.
We were. So I do agree with you. I do think she is. Well, I guess, dang, that would up my percentage. I'll be honest, Sam. I think I do align with you on that because the way I'm thinking is like the trailers that we've seen so far. I just don't think the Duffer Brothers have shown us things far into the season yet.
I don't think so either.
And so, I mean, we have seen a lot of Joyce in it. I would not be surprised if she dies closer to the beginning.
Yeah, I really think that the last episode of season 1, she's gone. It's going to be a crazy moment. I think it's going to happen right before, you get the trailer clip where Vecna is like picking up Will. I think it happens right before that.
So
apology video incoming if it doesn't happen. Seriously.
I'm not apologizing for anything.
I will.
You convinced me. Put me at 99.
99. All right.
I think I'm with you on
I like
that.
it.
I do think she's going to die by the end of the first one. Sorry, there are 3 episodes in the first one. Is that right?
4.
Volume 1?
We're getting 4 episodes.
4. I saw a review, not a review. So people have already seen the first episode of Stranger Things.
Yes.
Season 5. Okay. I did watch someone's reaction. They're like, oh my God. I mean, I'm going to say this. If you think the spoiler, mute this part and come back. When I put my hand down, that means you can unmute the phone or your laptop, whatever. But right now, while my hand's up, there's a spoiler. But what I heard the person say is that they saw it, they came out of the theater, and they were talking on TikTok saying, holy crap, first episode was nuts. Nobody is safe.
Oh.
And so when they said that, I was like, someone's going to die in the first episode.
I think so. Yeah, it sounds like it.
And for that reaction, it tells me it's a big character.
Oh my gosh.
So maybe it's Joyce, but I don't know. Let's keep.
Yeah.
No more spoilers. It could be that person, maybe not. But let's keep going and let's see who else we got.
All right. Next, we're going to go with Will.
I think Will is going to die. I definitely don't think it's the first.
No way.
I think
he's a finale death if he dies.
Yeah, I think he's here through it all. Mark me down at 100%. Like,
whoa.
I think Will is dead. Like, he is going to die.
Listen, I'm going 50. I don't think I'm very, I could see it one way or another.
50?
I think it's 50. First off, look at everything this dude has been through in the last 5 seasons, man.
He's an old dog now. Take him out to the shed. Get your rifle.
Okay.
Like, you got to put the dog down. Like, he has been through so much. Like, you think there's a way he gets out of this and is good?
I think so. Really do. I don't think. Well, we'll talk about this in a second. I don't think it's with any of his friends, but I think he lives. I don't think he gets a happy ending, but I don't think he dies. I guess I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50. It's a coin flip at this point.
You don't think Will gets a happy ending?
I don't necessarily think he gets a happy ending, but I also am not convinced that he's going to be dead at the end of the season. I'm serious.
Okay.
What's your beef? You just say it.
I can't tell. We're a children's show. We're a children's podcast.
You disgust me. We're moving on to Jonathan.
Okay. Real quick, I will say, I mean, I could see Will living. Like to me, it the good story I have in my mind has Will dying. So I'm
Mm,
just
yeah.
if there's anyone I had to be like 100% on, I'm like Will's dying because I could see Joyce not dying, Will dying, and Joyce having to live with that.
That's so twisted. That
Yeah.
sucks. Okay,
Oh yeah.
cool. All right, we'll move on to Jonathan now. Well, how do we feel about him?
I want him dead.
You
I want
want him
Jonathan
dead?
gone. I don't want him dead.
Yeah, I want him dead. Actually, nah, never mind.
I do think Jonathan is likely to die
Hmm.
only because I could see him like sacrificing himself for his brother.
Yeah.
And then like he goes to save him and Vecna kills him. And then Vecna takes Will. That's kind of like how I see that happening.
What if we lose Jonathan
So
and Joyce at the same time?
we could lose Jonathan at the beginning.
That's true. We could.
He could be the person that dies in the first episode. Spoiler. I'll go edit that. We could lose Jonathan in volume part one if we think someone's going to die in volume part one.
Yes, I agree. You could die.
Just saying. I do, because we did see in the trailer, like Vecna, like using the force basically to bring Will toward him. And it's like, you
Right.
will help me one last time. And
Oh.
so I maybe like before that, Jonathan tried like saving Will. So let me, it feels like an 80% on that.
80?
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you. I think I'm going to go. I'd probably run around 70 for Jonathan.
Yeah.
I can see him dying. I don't think he would die in volume 1 unless it's in the finale episode of volume 1, if that makes sense. Like,
Unless it's the first episode. I mean, they could kick off volume one
they
with just like a
could,
banger.
but I just don't know what that would do for the story. You know, if you're going to kill a major character in the first episode, it'd be strange for it to be Jonathan, I think.
I disagree. I think when I look at our lineup,
Actually, yeah,
that makes
of
sense
these
to me.
10, I think you're right.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna move on
You
to.
are missing a name,
Oh my gosh, who am I missing?
bro.
Did I forget a character?
Yes,
Who? Oh my gosh.
11.
Oh, yeah.
You had a perfect lineup, Sam.
Yeah.
No worries.
Oh, and she's in the 11th spot.
There you go. Intentional.
Yes. So Mike,
Here's the thing. I could also see Mike dying.
I'll tell you right now, I want him dead. I think he's the only character that I want dead at the end of the series.
I know you don't like Mike to you is Jonathan to me.
Yeah, probably.
Essentially.
Yes.
Here's my thing. We could go through all these characters and I could come up with a really good reason as to why I think they are going to die. But like that's just not going to happen. So having to like really think about this methodically and like how can this make sense? Like does Mike die in 11? Do they both die together? Does 11 die and Mike lives?
We'll talk about 11 in a minute, but
Well, I'm just saying, like, to answer the Mike one, like, I guess it makes sense to me that, I don't know. What do you think?
I'm going to be honest with you. I see a world where they end this show and Will is like the bad guy, you know? Like Will is a villain, and I think he would kill Mike.
You think we're going to get like a Anakin Skywalker to Darth Vader kind of thing?
I mean, look at how this kid is treated the entire show. If anyone has a reason to be a bad guy, it's Will.
I am not jealous of the Duffer Brothers having to sit down and think about who lives and who dies.
No way, dude. Honestly, I don't. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think, wait, I'll ask it after this. Can we make a little reminder, like right here to,
Yeah. Yeah.
hopefully I don't forget what it is.
Anyways, what's your percent on Mike? What are you thinking?
I'm going to put it 60%.
Okay.
Yeah. I think 60 is probably going to be good.
Hmm.
I don't think he's going to, like, just finishing, you and I finishing season 3, like, it was like the first season where he says, I'm in love with her. He throws himself at every danger that comes toward her when he's with her and tries to protect her. And he is so like, and we're going to rewatch season 4, but if I'm going based off of that season, like he would protect her. Okay. I'm going to say 75.
75?
75.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, dude, I'm going 95.
Oh, wow.
I think 9 times out of 10, more than that, I think he's gone. I think it has the potential to do 2 things. 1, Will kills him or something of that variation. 2, I feel like if Mike were to die, 11 would like go berserk. And I think it would be a plot device. Like they would need that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, how do you think he dies? Is it one from will, or two, does he die from trying to save 11?
I see them doing something super emotional where he's trying to save 11 and
He's not going to just die from
no,
like
no, no, no. These major
a random
characters,
death.
I think, will all have a death worthy of their character. I don't think that the Duffer Brothers would write them at, like, just you got shot in the head, you
Yeah.
know? I would hope not, because that'd be kind of lame. But Nancy, how do we feel about her?
See, again, I could see her dying. I could see all these characters dying, but I've had a really hard time seeing how these characters live. That's the issue I have with this percentage thing we're doing.
Hmm.
I could see Nancy dying because I'm just like, I don't think she's a character that they want. Like, I'm trying to think what does their lives look like after this?
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know. Nancy, I'm gonna put it at 40. It just sounds right. I could see
I
her
can see that.
dying, but I think I'm gonna go with 40%.
I'm kind of in the same, like, I agree with you. I'm gonna go 30% for her. I
Mhm.
just I don't see what her dying would really do other than like we killed a character, guys, finally, right?
Right.
So I just don't see her dying.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't think there's anything we benefit from her
Right. I
dying.
agree.
Like, if anyone else were to die, Joyce, Will, Jonathan, not Jonathan, Joyce, Will, Mike, I think if any of them were to die, I think we would, like, we obviously feel some emotion from that. But Jonathan and Nancy, it's like they've never been the front, people of Stranger Things. Nancy had a little bit more in season 4, but yeah.
Yes, I agree with you. Yeah. Just yeah, what you said. What about
Yeah.
Dustin?
Okay, so I've got some thoughts on this one. And I know we're talking about Steve next, but I think Dustin or Steve, one is going to die and one is going to live. Their dynamic has been like very special since season 2,
Mhm.
when Dustin ran into Steve and was like, "Hey, like I've got this little creature from the upside down," but he didn't know it was from the upside down. He's like, I do you have that bat with the nails in it still?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Go get it because we're gonna go kill this thing." And then that was where their friendship really took off. But Dustin said something in season 3 where he was like, was it season 3 or season 2? Where like Steve was about to do something dangerous and he looked at Dustin and said, "You need to back off." And Steve was like, "Back off." Dustin was like, "No, if you die, I die." And when he said that, I was like, "Oh, like I could totally see the Duffer Brothers like looking back at a previous season. I think it was season 3 and like using that." So, but then that goes against what I just said, that they die together.
Hmm.
And so they both die. I don't know. Here's my thought. Spoiler if you have not seen season 5 or 4, but Eddie dies. And I think Dustin is not going to want to run into that same scenario where he loses another big brother or, person he looks up to.
Mhm.
Maybe Dustin sacrifices himself to protect Steve.
Maybe.
So for that reason, I kind of personally would like to see that happen. It'll be super sad because we love Dustin. He's been our top 2 of our character rankings when we review every single season. Put me down for Dustin dying 85%.
Oh man, that's high.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's the deal. Kind of like what you were talking about. I'm going to rank Steve and Dustin at the same time. With that, I think Steve is an obvious choice to die this season. I think it's on everyone's mind. Everyone's like, they're killing Steve. He's gone. I think it's both of them or neither of them. Like, I think the way I see Dustin and Steve dying is like we have to make a last stand or last push for something and they die in the process. I can't
I
really
could see
see
that.
how else they would do it, you know? And I'm sure, again, if they do die, then yeah, I trust the Duffer Brothers' vision with all of this, you know?
But do you think see, here's the thing. The problem with these 2 characters specifically is there's so many different workups we could come up with
That's
for
true.
it.
100%.
I could see them both living. Actually, I can't. I can see them either one of them dying or both of them dying, but I can't really see them both living. Like someone's dead between them
Mm,
2. But I do like what you're saying. Like I could see them like both sacrificing themselves. Like maybe they stay inside of a gate and like to close the gate, they need to fight off kind of like what Eddie did.
hmm.
And so Dustin like gets his courage and maybe Steve turns around and he sees Dustin still in the gate. I've got it.
I figured the
So
season out.
I figured it out. This ain't gonna happen. But how cool would this be? Sam, I want you to deliver me a large Pizza Hut thin crust pepperoni pizza if I get this right.
Thin
Okay?
crust.
I want thin
Whatever.
crust.
Okay, fine.
It's better for my stomach. I get heartburn with the thick crust. Here is my prediction. I'm so goated for this. Season 3, in season 3, Dustin says to Steve, or Steve says, "Get away, back off. I'm about to open this thing." And Dustin says, "No, if you die, I die." In season 5, Dustin is going to stay inside of a gate when everyone's trying to escape it. And he stays behind to sacrifice himself, just like Eddie did. Steve is going to turn around to help the others through the gate. And he's going to see Dustin way back into the gate. And so Steve is going to get everyone through, and then he's going to run back in at the last second. And Dustin turns around and sees Steve. He's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "If you die, I die."
Get him on the writing team. That's so cinema, dude.
Get me on this team. Okay. Sorry, we're spending way too much time on this one.
Anyways, yeah. What's your percent for Steve? Just rapid fire.
For Steve, I'm probably going to go ahead and say, I'm going to say this 75.
75. Listen, I'm at 40, but that's just because I think if they both die, if they die,
Right.
I don't think one or the other lives.
Okay.
Next, we'll go on to Lucas.
I think Lucas could die and people wouldn't care. I just don't see him like, sorry, I think people would care. What I'm trying to say is if he died, I think it would be obvious to other people, meaning like I could see him sacrificing himself for Max.
I agree. I think
But
that if he dies, it's for Max.
He's probably the only person on here that I'm going to put at 50%.
I'm with you on the 50 for Lucas. I think that I don't know if there's a reason for him to die other than for Max.
Yes.
Speaking of Max.
All right, I'm going to catch you off guard with this one. Put me as a 0%. I don't think Max dies.
Whoa! At all? Like not even a tinge of...
I think she could have long-term like disability or whatever from, season 4 and
right.
whatever else might happen in season 5. I don't think she dies.
That's interesting.
I could see her being that old lady, 60 years, 70 years down the road that's like telling the story still of 11 and her friend group. I don't know.
This is another one where it's like I have a like something else has to happen for me to think she's gonna die. I think it'd be she gets well, I don't know what you'd call it, but like possessed and they can't fix her and somebody has to kill her. I think that's
like Walking Dead.
Like somebody.
Dang.
I think she's gonna get. Yeah, the mind flayer is not done with Max, I don't think, or Vecna, whoever's controlling her, or like in her head. And I think they can't fix her, and I think she's gonna have to die.
That's pretty bonkers right there.
So
okay,
because of that, I'm gonna put it at like a 25%. Okay. I just think that is a very specific like thought of mine, so it's probably not likely, but it would be emotionally devastating, and I think that's what they're going for.
Yes, I could see that, honestly. You've kind of convinced me on that. I'm going to leave it at 0, but I could see that happen.
Yeah. The next we got Hopper.
All right, I'm going to kind of do what you did with Dustin and Steve. I'm going to kind of answer Hopper and 11 together.
Oh, okay.
To make it simple, I don't think Hopper lets his daughter 11 die after he actually lost his real daughter to a disease. I don't think Hopper lives and 11 dies. I think they both die or Hopper sacrifices himself.
That's fair.
But then if that were to happen, 11 would need to have someone to be with. So it makes sense that Mike doesn't die and she gets to live with them, or Joyce doesn't die and she goes with them. So, I mean, there's a lot of different dynamics here you could go. I think it's inevitable Hopper dies. I think it's going to happen. I don't want it to put me down. Hopper dying 100%.
Yep. I don't like it either, but I agree. I think Hopper's dead. Part of me doesn't like that they kind of faked it out at the end of season 3, just because I don't know, man. Like,
oh, that's a good point.
That's the only thing holding me back. I think it's weird to fake a death or fake out a character death and then kill him
and then actually do it.
There are other shows I've seen that do that, but it's still like you got to do it right if you're going to kill the character.
Dang. Okay. I think they 100% kill him, but I will now forever think about that.
Yeah.
And I will question that little bit of storytelling.
Right.
But I do understand why they did it.
Yeah. And then 11, what do we think?
I mean, this is the only one out of all these people. I mean, I know I gave Lucas a 50%, but if I could give like a 50% plus, it'd go to 11. I think she is strongly like she could live, she could die. She could go either way. My assumption, in fact, no, I'm not going to do 50. I'm going to say 30%. Elle dies. Reason being, I think when we see her, she has had such a hard life. And I think the easy answer is, well, she has the power. She could sacrifice herself. This is where I think Hopper comes in as like, it is your turn to live,
Mm,
and sacrifices himself. He's like, you've had such a hard life. You know, I think that's probably what's gonna happen. So yeah, I'm 30% on
yeah.
Alpine.
I'm similar boat, but I'm gonna stick at 50. I really think she's a coin flip, and I think it depends on where they want to take the story. There's so much
Yeah.
we don't know, and I'm sure there's more that's going to be revealed too. I
Hmm.
wouldn't be surprised if we get a situation where 11 has to die to like close the gate or something.
Yep. It would be, we would understand either way.
Yes. Right. And that's it. That's our list. We have two
Yeah.
characters. Well, actually, there's one character that we both have at 100%, and that's Hopper.
Yeah. Holy cow, you're
Technically,
right.
technically Joyce, but like,
Yeah, I mean, we're leaving a little bit of wiggle room just because I mean, I think it kind of goes with 11's point of view that I just said, like, her point that I was just making, that if she lives, Hopper dies, she needs to go with somebody. She can't just go
yes,
walking into another restaurant stealing curly fries, in her next life.
yes,
She needs to have a caretaker.
100%.
Uh, Real quick,
Yes.
I want to bring up my thing real quick. How do you think this season ends? And maybe I won't leave that as an open question for you, but I have seen some circulation, people predicting this whole thing could just, like, seasons 1 through 5 could be an entire D&D campaign.
I would explode
What
if
if
it's
you kind of brought up a point earlier and it made me think of this. What if Will does get turned to a bad guy, and he, like, there's an episode called Will the Wise, I think, right? I think there is.
there's an episode called Sorcerer, I think.
Sorcerer, that's what it is.
Yes.
Something like that. Like, what if that's the one where he becomes bad, and then, like, in their D&D campaign, he's now trying to kill his friends? And what if he wins? Like, what if he kills everybody at the end of the
Dude,
show,
my
and it just
gosh.
ends with him a little bit older and, like, I don't
Like
know, just
Thanos Infinity War kind of style.
yeah, yeah.
That'd be nasty,
Anyways,
dude.
I wanna bring that up. I
I
thought
really
that was
I
interesting.
really like dark endings, and no show does it, you know?
This is the last season, they can't do this. So, I mean, I brought it up more as a fun thing, but, I mean, they could do it. I don't know.
I hope. Give us something dark. Give us something that's like,
No, emotional. Just for the holidays,
yeah,
please,
yeah,
yes.
no, exactly. Christmas Day, all your favorite characters die.
Please, no.
Merry Christmas. Anyways, moving on, we got more Stranger Things stuff to talk about. What we really want to kind of get into is we got our first look at the first 5 minutes of season 5. Really quick synopsis. Synopsis. Will is in the Upside Down as a child, like right when he was captured. That first time in season 1, he's listening in Castle Byers to Should I Stay or Should I Go? And then you hear a Demogorgon outside. Demogorgon comes in, he blasts it, he caps that Demogorgon, and then you get to see some cool shots of him. He's honestly, Will's kind of a badass in the Upside Down. Like,
Yeah.
he's crazy. He's like jumping through trees and stuff to get away from this Demogorgon.
Crazy what some people do when they're fighting for their life.
Seriously, like this 12-year-old is going crazy against this thing. And then, he falls and he gets caught. And then kind of the last shot of this first 5 minutes is Vecna being the one, where you find Will at the end of season 1. Vecna is the one that like hooked him up to whatever that nasty tube was, and that's it. He says at the very end, Vecna says this to Will, "At long last we can begin. You and I were going to do such beautiful things together, William."
What a heavy line.
Oh my gosh.
This was really cool that they did this, put out the first 5 minutes. Of course, like, at the end of the 5 minutes, I was like, what? That wasn't 5 minutes. That was 2 minutes. I was like, no, that was fine.
Yeah.
I wanted more. I wanted to keep watching it. So I'm so excited for it to release. But yeah, this was epic. I thought it's kind of cool that we're going back to season 1
Hmm.
for at least the beginning of the episode. I mean, they could do, I don't think they would do a whole flashback for the first episode.
No, I don't think they
Actually, they're
need
not
to.
doing that. From what I've heard, they're not doing that. But I thought this was awesome. I liked going back to season 1 and kind of seeing a little bit more of, like, Will's fight and struggle to, survive the Upside Down. I thought that was cool. And then him being brought to the lair of, Vecna, which looks like the library
I think it is.
of
Yeah.
Hawkins, but in the Upside Down. So we're clearly seeing that Vecna is clearly like in the weeds of it, even in season 1.
Yes. What if this whole thing is orchestrated by the librarian that Hopper didn't call back for a second date? Whoa. That's why it's at the library.
Then Hopper is 100% dying,
Man,
just like we talked
wouldn't
about.
that be crazy?
That would be wild. Watch it happen. That's
Gosh.
crazy. That's crazy talk, Sam.
Oh, we also got
Never
some.
stand up a date.
No, yeah, exactly. That's moral of the story. We also got some other news from the Stranger Things event this week. We are getting an animated show called Stranger Things Tales from 85. And we know
Mm.
that this takes place in between season 2 and season 3.
Yeah, I am going to just be very blunt. I don't want this show to happen. I'm going to watch it because when we have a podcast where we cover stuff like this,
Mhm.
I don't want this show to happen. I just knew this was going to happen where we have this really awesome thing. The Duffer Brothers are now exiting Netflix. I don't think they're involved in this. Am I right? I
Nope.
think
They passed it on to somebody else.
like, and now they're going to milk this for, and I guarantee you, Millie Bobby Brown's not returning. Is she?
I don't
Actually,
know.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm pretty sure she has a contract with Netflix, so I wouldn't be surprised if she did. But I mean, even then, they're not getting everybody. The whole crew's not coming back.
Right.
It's animated. Yeah, we're exploring what happened in between, but now this is getting into Star Wars territory where it's like we're getting into Andor and Rogue One, like what happened between episodes 3 and 4. And I don't care. Like we have such a good story.
Yep.
The Duffer Brothers did their thing, but of course Netflix owns the rights to this, so they're going to
They can do
milk
whatever
it
they
for all it's
want.
worth.
And
They are going to oversaturate Stranger Things and make it something it doesn't need to be. And let me say this, this is just the beginning.
it is.
This is not going to be the only thing that we get of Stranger Things post season 5. We're going to get more Stranger Things. This is their biggest IP. They are not going to just let it end. They are going to milk it for all it's worth. Classic corporate
I know.
companies just, making as much as they can of a good thing.
I hate to see it, dude. Like, this is the first time I've watched the show where I'm like, I need you to have it be existent, like within itself, and that's it. I
Mhm.
don't want a spinoff. I don't want to know more. Let it
Mm.
be exactly what it is, and that's it.
End it. There's no reason. Like we haven't seen it, but I
Sure.
mean,
But
my thing is, by the time season 5 is over, we'll have known what everything leads to.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
So at
it's
the
kind
end
of
of the
like
day, it doesn't matter.
the Hunger Games. Like they released Hunger Games, and now they're releasing like the prequel movies, the prequel books. It's like, well, we know what ultimately happens. Like
Yeah,
why do we need to get like what? Why am I getting that
that's a
face?
hot take.
Do you like Hunger Games?
Dude, this is such a tangent. Songbirds and Snakes and Sunrise on the Reaping are better than the first 3 books.
Here's my hot take. I could give a rip about Hunger Games. I went and
That's
saw it
fair.
because my wife wanted to
That's
see it.
fair.
And so I could be wrong. I could be wrong. As for you being someone who apparently loves Hunger Games, like maybe I am wrong, but my thing is like we know ultimately what
That's fair.
happens with the
Yes.
Hunger Games at the end of Katniss, is that her name?
Mhm.
And so like we'll know, I don't know what 11 does at the end or how this story will conclude. So why do I feel like it's important for me to go back and learn what happens between
That's fair.
seasons 2 and 3?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't care. Leave it. Why do I need a prequel to this? It's stupid to me.
I agree. I'm in the same boat. And until, well, I might watch it. If it, like, they start doing trailers and stuff and it looks like it's just fully a cash grab, then
Yeah.
I don't really care about it. That's a
If it,
background show.
I don't get the vibes of this, but they released that like Jurassic Park cartoon kids show.
Hmm.
Never watched it, but my Fire TV loves to suggest it on like the ads and whatnot. So I could see, I'm watching the show. I want to be very clear on that. You're putting it out there. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to review it, but I wish they wouldn't. And I
Yes.
don't think they should.
Yep. Moving on to the last kind of small thing I want to talk about, Marvel regarding their releases on Disney Plus. We have gotten kind of like a soft confirmation that we're not getting any new Marvel movies on Disney Plus until June or July of 2027, which Marvel tends to release their movies 2 or 3 months after they come out in theaters. Spider-Man Brand New Day is supposed to be coming out in June or July of 2026. And from what I understand, Sony is actually having some, or not having issues, but they're causing issues with Brand New Day coming to streaming on Disney Plus.
So the more I think about this, the more I don't think this is going to be as big of a deal. Wait a minute. Is it just movies? Like they're
Just
just not putting
movies.
in.
And so anything revolving around Sony IPs are going to have weird release dates moving forward.
Yeah, Sony sucks when it comes to like putting things on streaming platforms. I mean, you can always buy it instantly. You could go buy it
Yes.
on Amazon, Apple TV. That's not a problem. But when it comes to streaming, Sony always makes it difficult for you to stream their movies.
Right.
Here's my thing. In Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home released, they did not release right away on Disney Plus. Like they took a long time. Do we have No Way Home on Disney
I'm
Plus?
sure. I'm sure it's on there.
I don't think we do. I'm going to look. But while I'm doing that, the point I'm trying to make is, are you looking it up?
Yeah. No, it's not. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's not out. So if we're talking about content not releasing until 2027, one, nothing new is happening that we haven't already had with Spider-Man, because that's one of two movies. The next movie is Doomsday. That releases in December. Do we have a release date yet, or do we just know it's
It's
December?
December maybe 10th, something like that.
We do have a release date now I'm thinking about. But yes, it is in December sometime. But for that, like, they're not going to put it out and then release it 2 weeks later from
No,
theaters
no.
on Disney Plus.
And they
Like,
shouldn't.
of course, it's coming out in 2027. So part of me is wondering, like, why did they make this such a big deal? Like, what are they trying to tell us? What are they trying to convey
I
us? This is
think
just an interesting thing.
this exists as a kind of, I think it's a jab against Sony. I think this was put out there to say Sony's kind of being a butt, and I
Yeah.
imagine they will be. Something that does worry me a little bit is what they're going to do if some characters are in Doomsday and what
Yep.
distribution for that's going to look like. At this point, Sony or Disney needs to just buy Spider-Man because the issues that they're having with all this is just ridiculous at this point.
Is Sony selling? Like, I mean, I guess
Yeah,
they
I'm saying
would
they need to
be.
buy them out
Yeah.
or
I don't
whatever
know if
properties come with that.
they just have so much power having Spider-Man,
It's too
and they
much.
know it.
Yes.
It's annoying. I think you're right. It does sound like a, hey, we're going to put out this statement. But really, when we take a step back and look at it, it's like, well, this is how it's always been. We
Yes.
don't get Spider-Man for like a year, or at this point now, years after No Way Home releases.
I mean, what? That movie came out in 2021? Is that right?
One or two,
Yeah.
one of those.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. No Way Home, it released on December 17th, 2021. Yeah.
So the fact that it's not on Disney Plus yet is ridiculous, and I'm shocked that they haven't made a deal of any kind.
Right. It's the Sony being Sony.
It
so
is.
this is kind of like Xbox being Xbox.
Yeah,
But
you're right.
I don't think Sony is as big as a problem as Xbox right now, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Moving into kind of our last segment, our radar. This is just us talking about stuff that we're excited about. Number one for me is a TV show called Pluribus that started airing this week, actually, made by the creators of Breaking Bad and with some of the actors from it too. I think it looks good. I'm excited.
Have you watched it?
I have. I've watched the first episode. I think they dropped 2. Yes.
I think 3 episodes are out.
Well, I've only watched 1.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I'm excited for this. Love Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul is fantastic. Yeah, I really do want to watch this show.
It
Let's see.
looks just kind of
Yeah.
ridiculous. And the first episode was just weird and good, and I'm excited for it.
First 2 episodes are out. The third one comes out Friday.
Nice.
So yes, you're right.
And Vince Gilligan, the creator of the show, has even said that he wants it. He can see the show going like 4 or 5 seasons, and I'm here for it so far. I mean, that's a lot to say after 1 episode, but
do you see this competing, not maybe competing with Breaking Bad, but do you think people who love Breaking Bad are going to have like a natural love for this show as well?
I do, actually. It takes place in Albuquerque, the same place as Breaking Bad. Stylistically, it's pretty similar, obviously, with like a decade, 2 decade later coat of fresh paint.
Right.
But it's a little bit more of a mystery show in a way, like kind of a thriller. So it's a different audience. But if you like Vince Gilligan's directing style, then I think you'll like Pluribus so far.
I'm excited for it.
Yes.
I got a lot of TV. My wife is going out of town this weekend. And when she goes out of town, I typically don't do a thing except for watch movies, TV, and play games on everything I've been missing out on.
Heck yeah.
Also, random, just realized my compressed air can has just been sitting here the whole time. So
Huh. Yeah. Look at that.
Duster, sponsor us, please.
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 And then I guess the next thing on our radar is going to be It, Welcome to Derry. We're still watching that, so the show has started. We're both enjoying it. Something that I saw that was really cool is that Stephen King himself has said that Pennywise in this show is, quote, scary as hell. I'm thrilled to
I'm
hear
glad
that.
to hear that.
One,
Yeah.
that means we get Pennywise. I know we saw him in the trailers, but we're 2 episodes in and we haven't seen him yet. What
Yeah.
gives?
I mean, like you said, love this. I'm liking the show. But
Yes.
if we don't see Pennywise in the next episode, or even hopefully this is a show about Pennywise.
Right.
Where is he? So
Give
that's
him
what I would
to
like to
us.
see.
Please.
Give him to us. Like, look, we need to see that. And I hope it's a good thing seeing Stephen King say this, but also, is this just a PR thing or whatever? So I don't know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this show just isn't that big enough to have to spend time thinking about that, I feel like. So
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know.
I'm just hoping they bring him in. I hope he's cool and I hope he's scary and I hope he ruins people's day.
Please, because we need it.
Yes. Episode 3 coming out tonight. Let's see it. Oh, man. All right. Well, that is going to be it for us this week. Remember, you can find us on our socials, YouTube, X, Blue Sky, Instagram, all those at Post Credit Chat. And we'll see y'all next time.